Pretty good. Ding. Feels pretty race car. Hi everybody, my name's Jack and this is my 92 FD Rx7. What I've been doing is, you'll notice there's a big gap here now. The crash damage that I was trying to sort out, I'd sledgehammered the car out to try and get it straight again. It had taken quite a big impact around here somewhere in the past. And I've straightened it out as best I could, but it kind of turned out that really this was always going to be a little bit rubbish. So this piece needs to sit in here, across here. Oh, sorry, across here, and you can see where there was quite a heavy impact there. And this is the piece that sat above it, and this was in here like this. But once again, all of this is pretty mangled up and not great. So DM Motorsport online have a closing down sale on at the moment, so they're offering 20% off on everything until it's gone. And they had this, which is a removable front slam panel. It's vapor cut, I think, from 6mm aluminium, and that, believe it or not, slots and bolts into here. Ding. So that is what we're going for now. So it means that I'm still having to sort out a load of crash damage where all of this has come apart, and all of this was really rusty inside, so I've been cleaning all this up, and I'm now welding it all back together. Got this side done, now onto this side. So what I'm doing here is trying to reattach this front piece of metal, which has come away from the piece of metal here. It was originally spot welded. So what I'm doing is a little bit of a plug weld. But, so I've drilled through here, but in fact, as the drill's gone through, and the metal behind it is so rubbish that that it's like pierced a little hole. So what I've done is I've got my piece of brass here, and I've put it behind both pieces and then clamped it all together, so that as I plug weld this, I won't just burn straight through and create an even bigger hole. And that's the theory anyway. So let's get this welded up and see what it looks like. So that's got it about as straight as I can get it. Everything's welded back together. The welder I'm using is a Sealy Super MIG, and I've got it turned up to number 2, and I got the wire feed on about 1.5. That seems to be what it likes doing on the real thin stuff. On the thicker stuff, where I've been going around like the strut turrets and stuff, I've been on had it turned up to 3 and the wire to just below 3. Like always, I'm not a professional welder by any stretch. I am just some bloke having a go, and yeah, I'm definitely not that good. But you know, if you have a go at these things, you can get it done, and it's coming together, which I'm quite pleased about, because it's been like this bloody ages now. Quick grind, and then we'll have a trial fit and see how much more I've got to bash it. Let's try it out. Ta-da! Good boy. Right. There's still a little bit of a gappage. Oh, I see the problem. Okay, so I need to just give this a gentle love tap, and then we should be straight. Oh, pretty good. Well, it's in. And it was very hard to get in. My car's not straight. But I think it's a hell of a improvement. So much better than rusty, dented, crappy crap that had crap repairs all over it. This is nice, smart, strong, really looks the bizzo. And here we are back inside the wheel arch, passenger side, and this is all the rust and crap that I've been cleaning away, using my wire wheel, angle grinder wire wheel, scraper, and other bits, and just getting this back to so that I can use the there we are. So I'm using a bit of Dinitrol Conver Rust, so I'm trying to get as much of this rust and crap off as I can, and then I'll give it a quick squirt of that, and then I've got some other primer type stuff that I've used down here already. I did a little weld repair down here, another one here, another one here. Oh, sorry. So I had to weld a plate in here, which actually is probably one of my best repairs ever because you can't even see it. So unbelievable. And then I did another one just down in here. And then when I was coming up here, I found that this seam here, which obviously takes a load of the crap coming off the tyre, it sort of bashes into this, and all of this seam had come apart here. So I've welded all that up. Excuse the bird shit. Weld, and then in here there was a great big hole, which goes into, this is into the cabin here, but actually this is a void, and then the void goes down to the sill. So I think what's been happening is that the water's been getting in this hole, and then it's been sitting down in here and rotted that through from underneath, which is where I had the hole that I had to repair. Anyway, so I've done all that. This wheel arch is looking pretty good now. These are obviously the welds that I put in on the chassis legs, stitch welds, re-welded all of this back together, got everything pretty nice. Rich, the guy who I've had do my resprays and all my body work for the last 10 years or something, probably even longer than that, he said the best stuff to use is the Schultz, I think it's called Schultz under body stuff. I don't know, it comes in some sort of you can't see, there we are. So it comes in like a gun that goes on the end of a compressor. It has a special gun that goes on the top of the bottle. Basically there's an attachment that sits on there and goes back to your compressor. But I haven't got that. What I have got is this stuff, so this is the stuff I'm going to use. And it seems alright on the other side, so we're going to go with that, and if it's crap in the future then it can always be changed, but I think it should be fine. So crack on. Back on the driver's side of the car, and what I've found is that where I had the little hole on, or a couple of the little holes on the other side, on the passenger side, I've got the same thing going on here. So I'll just show you that now. So in there was a great big void, which I basically took a big screwdriver, big bad boy, got it on there like that, and smacked it with a hammer to get that sort of seam as close as I could. You can't see that, can you? What's that light? I don't know. Can I use a light on it? Anyway. So, don't know how well you can see that. Oh, there you go. So yeah, in here, this is what I've just welded up. And then, as I went along, I decided to unpick all of this and have a look, and it was exactly the same as the other side. So what I've done is I've just welded all of this up and made all that nice. There's a little seam in here as well, so I welded him up same time. And And then I came underneath and look, another one. Look at that gap. So this is the main sort of chassis rail, the chassis leg. And look, that's got to be probably a 3 or 4 mil gap there. At its biggest point, probably 5 mil. So I'm going to get my hammer, smack this together, and then I'll weld that up. And then whilst I'm at it, I decided I'm going to stitch weld all the way from right back down underneath here where this finishes, and I'll stitch weld this all the way along right up to the front of the car, there where it finishes. So that's what I'm going to be getting onto now, and no doubt after I've done that I'll come around here and do exactly the same, because this is the same point on the other side. There's a little gap there, look. It's not quite as bad as the other side, but there is a gap. So I'll do that. I'll clean all this off, which I've only just put on. Also, I've just about finished all of my stitch welding with my chassis. Been going around doing 1 inch intervals. As you can see, all around here, down there, just everywhere. And it is a horrible job. A horrible job. You have to try as good as you can to get all of that seam sealer out of there, but whatever you do, there will still be some in there. And when you start to weld, it fires it all back out at you. And then you have to work out how to make it better. But there we go. Pretty pleased with how it's come out. And yeah, feels pretty race car.